Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the full moon in Leo, and this is occurring at 27 degrees of Leo on or around the 16th of February, 2022. And yes, we are going to be doing the full moon consciousness raising and releasing ceremony. If you would like to join that, the information on how to do so is in the description box below. That's going to be on the 16th at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is a live Zoom event. But this is a big, bold, and beautiful moon in true Leo fashion. And just as we felt with that new moon in Aquarius, we have this heavy energy of fate, fated developments, fated realizations, our destiny calling to us. So this is really about stepping more fully into our destiny, right? We felt that destiny calling with that new moon in Aquarius, and now we're really stepping into that and owning that with all of the confidence and the charisma of Leo. This full moon is really beautiful because I feel it as a really big heart opener. Remember that Leo energy is all about heart. It's all about feeling. It's all about expression. And we have a lot of other aspects going on that we're going to talk about that really reinforce this energy of healing those wounds within our hearts, of really learning how to live from that open heart center more fully and more deeply, and how to align ourselves more powerfully with the path that connects most with our hearts, right? To really feel with our hearts, to feel into our lives with that open-hearted energy, and to really allow the things that are not in resonance with the truth within our hearts to fall away. And so this is a full moon where that truth within our hearts may be revealed to us if it has been hidden from us thus far. A lot of times we rationalize away the truth within our hearts, right? We ignore the yearnings in our hearts because they don't seem practical, because they don't see, for whatever reason, right? There's a lot of reasons that we've been taught to do this. And so with this full moon energy, we're really breaking out of that. And we're really allowing ourselves to sink into that heart space and see where it leads. The more I'm feeling this energy as I'm speaking, the bigger and brighter it gets. Like, this is a really, really beautiful energy. And yes, with full moons, there is a lot of energy of releasing. A lot of people attribute that to it. But it's also when the moon is at its biggest and brightest in the sky, right? And so there's an energy of culmination, right? There's an energy of fruition and harvest. So there's a lot that we can do with this full moon when we're working with the energies of it. And there's a lot of different ways that we can experience it. But it is a time when everything feels heightened. And so our emotions may be heightened, right? Our desires, our need to express that may be heightened as well. So we want to be aware of that, but we want to really take advantage of this opportunity to really see within our hearts and express what's within our hearts. It's really interesting that we have, during this full moon, Venus and Mars coming into exact conjunction. And I highly recommend that those of you who have not watched it yet, check out the triple conjunction video I did with Mars, Pluto, and Venus, which also talks about the Venus retrograde, because these energies are all intertwined. Venus has finished her retrograde, but we're still going through the rest of that cycle that we talk about in that video, right? This cycle of Mars and Venus, which is our inner masculine and our inner feminine, as they are merging and following each other and moving together throughout all the rest of February and most of March. We're going to see Mars and Venus come into another exact conjunction in line with Pluto on the 3-3 portal, March 3rd. But right now, during this full moon in Leo, they are also in exact conjunction. And so it's one of these meetings, it's one of these big bursts of energy. And Mars and Venus do not typically spend this much time together. So this is a really big energy. And something that I found really interesting that I actually was pointed out by Molly McCord when I was listening to one of her videos was that we have the North and the South Node in signs that are ruled by these two planets. So we have Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. And then we have Scorpio, right? So the North Node in Taurus, let me organize my thoughts a little bit here. slow down a little bit, and the south node in Scorpio. And Mars was the original ruler of Scorpio before Pluto was discovered. So we can see this intensity here of this Mars-Venus action and the different ways that this is playing out. Something else that's important to know about this particular full moon is that we actually have a T-square going on between the sun, the moon, and the north and south nodes. So the nodes, once again, active during this full moon in multiple ways, which really enhances that sense of fate that we are feeling, as well as some other energies that we are going to discuss here. And I'm wanting to bring up the chart while I'm talking. So I'm going to pull up this astrology chart here and get this programmed for the full moon date so that we can look at a couple other things as well. So I want to check this out a little bit. Yeah, we have Pluto in conversation to the nodes as well. So not only do we have this faded energy going on just with the nodes in general, but we also have Pluto in the mix. So there's this really powerful and potent energy of endings and new beginnings, right? Whenever we have Pluto active, as well as the nodes, we're looking at past, we're looking at future, we're looking at karma, we're looking at fate and destiny, we're looking at the ways that we're ready to transform and to continue to grow and to progress. So there's a lot of energy facilitating this growth process, a lot of growing and healing that we're doing during this full moon. And like we said, a lot of it relates to the heart. It relates to the heart. It relates to our masculine and feminine energies, the way we relate to those energies, both within ourselves and within the world. This is a big energy that we've been talking about throughout February. So we're feeling that energy again. It's that energy of the inner child, healing that inner child, right? Healing that really can go back lifetimes and deeply back throughout our ancestry, which is another theme that if you guys have been watching right along, you know that we've been talking about the healing of the ancestral line and how that's been very powerful. And that's been coming up a lot. So we can see a lot of these themes being touched on. A lot of ways that we are moving backwards and forwards through time, right? Healing and connecting to different aspects of ourselves, different aspects of our lineage. Whatever it is that is wanting to be healed, whatever it is that we hold within our heart space, right? Because we hold multiple energies within our heart space. It's not just what we've experienced in this lifetime. It's many lifetimes. It's that ancestral pain that we hold within that heart. There's so much there that wants to be healed. And what's being brought to my mind right now is there's a quote from Rumi, and it's one of my favorite quotes. And it says something like, our purpose is not to seek for love, but to identify or to something about dismantling the boundaries that we've built against it, or the walls that we've built against it. That is not the exact quote. I can't remember the exact quote right now. I'm sure maybe Louise or somebody will know it, and they'll put it in the description box below, right? But it's like, we don't look for love, right? We heal everything within us that prevents us from being able to experience it. Right? That's what our task is. That is one of the greatest tasks, and possibly the greatest task that we experience as a human being. And so this full moon is really giving us the opportunity to do that. And then it's giving us the opportunity to connect more deeply. We're going to be quite possibly, we also have a sextile between Jupiter and Uranus, right? So this is activating that fortune energy, that lucky energy, that inspired energy. Venus and Mars are being sextiled by Neptune, right? So there's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of inspiration. There's a lot of beautiful, beneficial, positive energy that's coming in during this full moon. And there's also a huge opportunity for creation. I'm feeling with this full moon, a gateway of creativity that's opening up for us, that's going right through that 3-3 portal, which is a huge creator's gateway as well. So really utilize that energy, because we can set in motion some powerful things. It's like I'm feeling and hearing that energy of like a windfall. Like there's so much that can start coming through for us now, and so much that we can influence by opening our hearts. The more open our hearts can be, the more powerful a magnet we're going to be for the things that we desire. And the more they want us to really focus and understand on the energy of self-worth. That's a hard energy too. The more we feel worthy, the more we know that we deserve what it is that we desire, the more powerfully those floodgates open as well. And so that's what this moon is giving us a chance to do, to open those floodgates of abundance, of creativity, of love, right? Of beauty, by healing and opening that heart center and really healing those energies wherever it is that we felt a lack of worthiness. And if you guys want assistance with this, please reach out to me. All of my information is in the description box below. These are different energies and different things that I work with. But it's really, it's us having a deeper ability to connect to our hopes, to our dreams, to each other, right? Our ability to form lasting bonds and partnerships and relationships that are based on this energy of love, of true love, of self-love. It comes that have that foundation of self-love, to build that foundation of self-love upon which everything else is constructed. So we're going to get some, we're going to pull some cards here on this and see what the cards have to say. And I hope that made sense. I know I was a little bit all over the place here. I said I hope that made sense at 11:11. And so I feel like that was confirmation that that is going to make sense for people. Ooh, I'm wanting to pull some Moonology manifestation cards for you guys right now. As this is such a big portal of creation, right? There's so much that we can create and manifest. And like we said, a lot of times we look at the full moon as a releasing energy. And we are, right, we're releasing those feelings of unworthiness. We're releasing whatever habits from the past, whatever conditioning, whatever wounding from the past has prevented us from being able to really embrace and experience love in all its forms and splendor and all the abundance that brings, right? Because it's directly tied. Our ability to love, our ability to receive, our ability to be open in that heart space is directly tied to our abundance. But it's also a moon of creation and manifestation. Clear. So, yeah, we're going to see what information, what energies we can get as far as our manifestations go. Got some guidance around our manifestations and what it is that we're trying to create during this full moon. We don't play by the rules here. Some people say, oh, the full moon, you should be focusing just on the releasing. No. We're always focusing on creation too, you guys, because we are creators. We're creating in every single moment. All right, we are co-creating with spirit, right? All right, so guidance here. Ooh, we got a lot of Pisces energy coming through. And we know that we got a lot of Piscean action going on. We are moving towards, in April, that conjunction of Neptune and Jupiter in Pisces, right? Which is going to be powerful. So tapping into that beautiful Piscean energy of forgiveness. We have forgive coming out and we have talk less, feel more coming out. So this is guidance. What this feels like is guidance for people who are seeking to manifest during this full moon time. Reconciliation with someone or coming to an understanding with someone. If you have a relationship in your life that is requiring and desiring healing, this full moon is a powerful time to be able to achieve that healing. But it comes from this ability to forgive. To find that forgiveness within your heart. And also to get more into your, like, when this card came out first, I honestly didn't even read it as talk less, feel more. I read it as talk less, listen more. So I feel like for some people, it's about learning to listen to the other person. Where you may have a lot of thoughts, you may have a lot of feelings, you may have a lot of needs that you feel have not been met. Or like there's a lot that you want to say. But this is saying that if you're able to listen as well, there's something deeper that you'll be able to understand that's going to allow this process of reconciliation and forgiveness to occur. And this is also in general for people who are working on the energy of forgiveness. Whether you're trying to set yourself free, you're trying to complete Remember, we complete a cycle, we complete a karmic cycle when we're able to work with the energy of forgiveness. And so you're trying to complete something, you're trying to let something go, you're trying to free yourself from an energy by finding forgiveness for somebody within your heart. And if this is something that you're relating to, that you've been working on doing, it's really, there's this energy of getting out of your head and into your heart. That's what's going to help. So really take some time to get quiet, which isn't always easy when we have a full moon in a fire sign, right? But find that space to get quiet and to really connect more deeply with yourself, connect more deeply with your heart. There's an ability, I feel like, during this full moon to really see things from a perspective that we haven't seen them before, to understand them on a heart level. That's what it is. To understand things on a heart level. And as we understand things on a heart level, it allows us this energy of forgiveness. It helps us to forgive. And if this does relate to other people, this is the energy of learning how to relate on a heart level. And that goes beyond words, right? Yeah. This also, with all this Piscean energy here, this really highlights the high psychic energy of this moon. All right. On the bottom of the deck, we have last quarter moon in Taurus. Be proud of yourself. So there's that energy of worthiness, right? And this is a way that we can work on our worthiness. Making a list of the things that you've accomplished, the things that you're proud of, right? Let yourself be proud of yourself. A lot of times we've been so taught to beat ourselves down, to look at what we haven't done, that we completely forget sometimes to look at what we have done and to really give ourselves credit for that and all the progress that we have made. And sometimes we don't even realize how much progress popped right out when I shuffled. Sometimes we don't even realize how much progress we've made until we take a step back and we look at it. Maybe ask other people you trust, people that have your back, people that you know are like your cheerleaders. Ask them what things you've done that they see as worth being proud of, if you can't see it for yourself. But this is also what this card is saying to me is, it's really harping on this fact that, like, you have done a really good job. This is what Spirit wants to say to you right now. Spirit wants to let you know, you have done a really good job. You may not see it, but I do. I know, I see within your heart, right? I see within your heart. I know that you are trying. I know that you are doing your best. I know that you have been putting consistent effort in. And even though you may not see the progress that you've made, I see it. I am proud of you. So be proud of yourself too. It's like, I wish you could see yourself through my eyes. I feel like that's what Spirit wants to say. That wants to say to you right now. I wish that you could see yourself through my eyes. You have done so much. You have come so far. Don't give up now. Stop beating yourself up. Give yourself credit where credit is due. It's like, I feel this energy too of people who, you do a lot of consistent work on yourself to better your life, to better yourself, to understand yourself more deeply, to connect with Spirit more. But you always give credit to the people that help you along the way, but you don't give credit to yourself for showing up and doing the work. And it's time to stop leaving yourself out of the equation. You are the most important part of that equation, is what Spirit wants to tell you. And Spirit also wants to tell those of you who have been seeking that deeper connection, but you've been feeling frustrated because you don't feel like you're experiencing it. Or like for those of you who have been really working to communicate and contact your guides, but you feel like you're not getting there. It's working, is basically what they want to say. They hear you. You are making that connection. What's blocking that connection on your end, right? Your perception of what's happening in that connection it's once again, it comes from this worthiness energy. It comes from this heart energy. So the more that they're saying, like, with this full moon, offer your heart up to be healed. All right. And this is really reminding me of the live that we did the other day, the heart transplant, right? This deep heart healing. This is feeling very much like this is this full moon in Leo energy. Offer your heart up to be healed. Allow us to connect with you. Allow us to bring more healing to your heart so that you may let down the barriers within yourself that are lending to this perception that we're being kept out. Right. So that's the final piece. You're making the connection. You are fully connected with your guides, with your team, with whoever it is that you're trying to connect with. It's just you're not sensing the connection fully because of this energy within the heart, because your heart's not fully open. And for many, because you don't feel worthy. There's some level of unworthiness there still. And they're saying, like, you are so worthy. You are so worthy. And it's like, for those of you who really have been working hard at this, you've been meditating, you've been like consistent, some of you guys, I feel like, even like really cleaning up your diet, doing everything you can to make yourself as pure a channel as possible. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling somebody who's been really working hard at this, really sitting and meditating. It's almost like your desire for it is blocking it too sometimes, because it's like so they just want to say relax and just be. Relax and just be. Possibly work with some crystals if you haven't. I feel like you guys have been working with crystals already, though. And just know that you're worthy of it. And know that, like, what you're desiring, this connection that you're desiring, it is coming through. You will have it. You do have it already. It's just like there's that little bit of interference. There's that little bit of disconnect that's still working itself out. So keep at it. Don't give up. Also, if you're able to, go and meditate out in nature. I'm seeing we've got one picture where she's on the water and one where she's in like a field or a forest. It's going to come through. It is coming through. But you got to stop beating yourself up. It's like you got to stop feeling like you're doing something wrong, because you're not. Everything is happening and working out exactly how it's meant to right now. Yeah. New moon in Cancer, relax, coming out next. Just relax into it. It's like, just, I think when we want something so badly, sometimes it's like we get so focused on it that it's almost like we sit down to meditate. In this example, talking about this, like making this connection, right, with spirit. And it's like we're taking a test or something, and we're so focused and we're so intense. And so they're saying, like, just relax a little bit. You know, practice just breathing, just being present, right? Opening that heart, breathing into that heart space. And know that you're doing everything right. And regardless, there was a very specific message there for people who are attempting to connect with spirit, maybe attempting to channel, different things like that. But this is also for anyone with anything that you've been putting work and effort into. It's like You've been working really, really hard. They want you to take some time out to relax as well. They want you to stop stressing and trying to control things, or stressing because things haven't manifested yet. And just be proud of and look at how much progress you've made already. Focus on the progress. Don't focus on how far you still have left to go. Anything else here? Okay, that fell out interestingly. Yeah, take a breather on the bottom of the deck. They really want us to take some time out to relax here. Yeah. First quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. Coming back to that beautiful heart opening energy, right? Keep your heart open so the miracles can come in. And then unleash your kindest self, first quarter moon in Capricorn. And focus on the positive. That was the other card that fell out. New moon in Sagittarius. We got a lot of, okay, we got 2 last quarter moons, we got 2 first quarter moons, and we got 2 new moons here. So there's a lot of freshness, a lot of new energy, but there's also like some closing out, like we talked about, right? But this is, when we talk about unleashing our kindest self, what this feels like to me is unleash your kindest self on yourself. Right? So be kind and loving to yourself. Treat yourself. Talk to yourself compassionately. Remember, with that new moon in Aquarius, we had this huge transformation of the inner critic. Right? Where we came to see and understand a lot of how that inner critic was operating in our lives. And we began that process of transmuting that inner critic into our inner cheerleader. But it's a process. Right? And so we have to keep practicing that. We have to keep practicing speaking kindly to ourselves. Every time we say a negative thing, right, or we think a negative thing that pops into our minds, we replace that with 5 positive things. All right? It's just like anything else. It takes practice. It takes practice. But they want us to really be super kind and loving to ourselves. And to focus on the positive. Don't focus on what you don't have or what isn't working out. Focus on what is. Focus on what you do have. Focus on where it is that you want to go, where it is that you are going. Right? And there's a lot of beautiful positive energy coming in with this full moon that's going to assist us in that process. Let go of control. Trust all will be well. Release your blocks. These are all cards that I'm seeing as I'm putting the cards back in the deck. Clear. All right. Yep, release control. First quarter moon in Taurus right on the bottom there. Everything is working out beautifully. All right, I want to pull a couple Gateway of Light activation oracles, because there's definitely a lot of powerful activating energy coming in with this full moon too. So let's see what these cards have to say for us. Clear. What are we receiving during this full moon in Leo? You know, there's a lot of, Leo is that beautiful childlike energy, right? That's why there's a lot of inner child work that goes on with this Leo energy. But Leo is actually a deeply emotional sign as well. And Leo can be very affected, right? They can be injured. The energy of Leo, it can be very sensitive to criticism. So I'm feeling a lot of that energy coming up for people wanting to be healed, and that has direct correlation to our feelings of worthiness, right? Those instances where we were criticized, those instances where people said or did things that we allowed to make us feel small, right? So it's that energy of where it is that we feel small and really allowing ourselves to grow and expand out of that. Ooh, so we have third eye activation coming through, brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. And we have the Pleiadian activation coming through, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. And what I'm feeling here too, and what I'm being reminded of, is the fact that 27 degrees of Taurus is conjunct the Pleiades star system. So we do have beautiful Pleiadian energies coming in with this full moon in Taurus. So a lot of activating energies coming through from the Pleiades. And the Pleiades are this energy, right? They are pure love. The Pleiadians are an energy of pure love, and so it makes sense that there's this powerful heart opening and heart healing, because not only are we working with that Leo energy, but we're working with that, wait, why did I say 27 degrees of Taurus? We're at Leo and Aquarius here. Because the nodes are at 27. The nodes are currently right around 27 degrees of Taurus. That's why. And we have the nodes, in a T-square to the sun and the moon. That's where the 27 degrees of Taurus came from. All right, so we have those nodes, the nodes of fate, right? At 27 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio, respectively. That north node in Taurus, right? The energy of where we're going. So that's where this Pleiadian energy is being channeled in, and really combined with this Leo energy. Yeah. So they're really coming through and assisting in this process of heart healing, assisting in this process of healing the heart so that we can move forward toward that north node energy, right? Toward our life path. What it is that we came here to do, so that we stop holding ourselves back out of this completely untrue idea that we are unworthy of our own destiny, right? Unworthy of love, of success, of abundance. And there's this energy with this third eye activation that's being provided to us during this full moon, that's really helping us to see things more clearly, to see ourselves more clearly, to see perhaps our past and our future. And like we said, this may span many lifetimes, so that we can get a better, it's like going back so that we can have a better idea of where we've been. And that will help us understand where we're going more. It'll also help us get a clearer picture of ourselves and who and what we truly are. It's like the energy of, and this is where our ancestry comes in as well, our past lives. So for some people, getting more of a remembrance of that. And as we see these old incarnations of ourselves, we realize how it renews our wonder in how incredible we really truly are. It helps to see ourselves through a different dimensional lens, if you will. For others, this is also like this third eye activation is going to assist in this process of seeing and understanding our relationships to others and to the world around us. Our relationship to ourselves, our relationships to others, our relationships to the world around us. Helping us understand those better so that we can achieve more harmony. And so that we can come to, like we said, the resolutions that we desire. And we can have closure where we need closure. They're really assisting us in the closing out of these old cycles. This old karma, right? These old habits, these old ways of seeing the world. The ways that we've kept ourselves small. Yeah, that's beautiful. What else do we have here? Yeah, we have the Seraphim's Gateway coming out. Voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. So there's a ton of support here from the angelic realms coming through as well. All right. A lot of activations. This is, and we got this has been coming through for a while. The last activation, I think it was the 2-2 portal reading we did. I want to say, where this came through, this voice activation. Right, so the power of our voice is being activated more powerfully. Our ability to activate others with our voice. The gift of light language. Coming through for some. Getting that stronger attunement to the angelic realms. Then we have the solar light upgrade for the solar plexus chakra, our willpower. And the Shambhala initiations, which are all... Okay, we're going to hold that off for a second. So this is the activation of our solar plexus, our willpower, right? Our confidence. This is a chakra associated with Leo energy, right? So it makes a lot of sense that that's coming through. The lighting of the reigniting of our inner fire. So there's a lot of support activate, as we receive these activations of the solar plexus and the third eye here. A lot of support from the Pleiades and, of course, the heart, like we said, right? I feel like these activations of the third eye and the solar plexus are helping to assist in the activation and opening of the heart. Right, because they're healing some of the wounds caused by the pain by the wounding in the heart, right? We close down our third eye, we shut down our gifts, we shut down our abilities, our confidence is wounded when our heart is wounded. And so these activations working together with this heart activation to really boost us up. And then, of course, here we have the Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge. Trust in the process, Dharma. Trust in the process. You are moving towards your Dharma, even if you don't see it, even if you don't understand it. Your team really wants you to know and understand this. There's so much that is unknown right now. We're really being called into the unknown, and we're being called to trust the unknown. And that's why this upgrade is so important. The heart, the third eye, so that we have that intuitive connection, right? The solar plexus, so that we have that willpower, we have that confidence, we have that courage to move forward. And the heart, so that we have that trust. So that we're able to step forward into the unknown. To trust in what we cannot see. Right? To trust the plan. The plan that we sense, the plan that we feel. Even though we can't see and really understand where it's leading us. Just know that everything is unfolding as it's meant to for your highest good. And take that time, like it says, to retreat if you need to, in order to recharge. All right, let's see. What closing card do we want here? Interesting. I haven't used the enchanted map. They want me to pull a couple of these for you guys to close. We don't use this one too often. All right, let's get some energy for this full moon in Leo. Clear. Closing guidance. Full moon in Leo. What does Spirit want us to know? Really work with, utilize the energy of light language. There's so many light language meditations on YouTube. My friend Nikki of Majestic Unicorn Healing that I do the full moon ceremonies with, she does light language for us during those ceremonies. She also has our channel, Majestic Unicorn Healing, where she has tons of light language on. Encoded Frequency is one of my favorite channels for light language transmissions. So that may be really helpful to activate you. Especially light language transmissions coming from the Pleiades or coming from the angelic realms. There's even some that you can look up. Encoded Frequency has a couple that help to activate your ability to transmit light language, which is simply the language of your soul, right? It's a transmission of your soul, a transmission of pure love, right? So it's perfect for this portal and these energies. So we have the Field of Dreams. All right, and what else? Encouragement and Dry Desert. Interesting, with the compass on the bottom of the deck. So right away, I'm feeling this encouragement to dream and to dream big, right? Take advantage of this creative potential here. This is the perfect time to harness the vast field of potential not yet realized in your life. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work alongside the gentle gardener. Be clear about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Concentrate on your best life regardless of the temporary outer conditions. Remember, there was that card about positivity imposed upon you by the greater world, which has its own story to tell. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead to a great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown. Dream big, dream beautiful, take action and tend to the garden of your life and experience the extraordinary. Right? So that's that yellow electric seed energy coming through. Right? And pay attention to the people. Encourage yourself, be your own cheerleader. But also spend your time with the people who also encourage you, with the people that inspire you, right? And pay attention to who in your life is kind of a downer when it comes to your dreams, right? Who makes you feel like you can't accomplish anything, like you own the world and like you are the world, right? And who makes you feel small? Who puts you into this kind of an energy, this dry desert energy? All right? Spend your time with the people that boost you up and be your own booster. All right? Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are always engaging the vast field of pure potential. So this is also a reminder to check our thoughts, to pay attention to our thoughts, the feelings that those thoughts are creating, to trace it back to the beliefs that we're holding and what beliefs need to be shifted. What beliefs are keeping you small? And like I said, reach out to me if you want assistance with this. And then let's see what this dry desert here. What I'm feeling here is, since we have compass on the bottom of the deck, I feel like we're being given the compass that leads us out of the desert. Let's see. Yes. We're going to read this too. So this says, is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient as you journey through harsher circumstances. You're being required to conserve your energy until after consistent effort you reach the oasis you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. In a desert, water essential for life can be found deep underground. Go deep within yourself now and find the truth there. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is you're asking about, so this is where we're digging down deep for those beliefs, right? What is keeping us small? Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. There is an important place to find. This is the most important place to find what's truly right for you. And so if you are experiencing these setbacks, right, the compass that leads you out of the desert is within. So going within, identifying those beliefs, identifying those wounds, right, identifying what wants to be understood, brought to light and healed so that you can move forward, right, so that you can find that inner strength. It's like some of us, our fortitude is being cultivated right now, our resilience. And so it's just important that we understand that and that we find the gift, we find the blessing in everything. What is the desert trying to teach us? Whatever phase we are in right now, in our healing process, in our growth process, in the manifestation and creation of our dreams, it is not an accident. There is something to be learned. There is something to be gained. So what is it? What is it? How are you being taught right now? Right? And what can you learn? When in doubt, go deeper. Right? And above all else, like we always say, do not trust. Remember, looks are deceiving. Do not trust what you're being shown on the outside. I believe it's Pete that talks about this a lot on the Chosen 144. This energy of how even when we shift our beliefs and we begin shifting our energy, it takes a while for the outside to catch up. There's a lag time. So for some people, it's that lag time too. So how can you be the most productive during that lag time? How can you still get the most out of that? Right? Where can you dig a little deeper? What else can you find? What gems and treasures can you find in these challenging circumstances? All right, you guys. I think that's going to sum it up for the reading today. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button. Drop a comment down below and let me know. As I have mentioned, my email is also down below with the list of the different services that I offer. Please reach out to me. If you don't know what you need, just send me an email. Let me know what you got going on and we can figure it out together. There are also links to donate if you feel so moved to support this channel and this community. You can do so there. I love you all. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You are strong. And let's really make the most of this beautiful Leo full moon, this beautiful energy. Really, really open those hearts, heal that inner child, embrace and nourish that inner child, right? Do something creative, do something fun, do something that makes you feel good, right? And know that you are worthy of it and you deserve it all. Bye.